let's be real. Most dating advice online is garbage. It's unrealistic, exaggerated, and really not how things are in real life. Connection Through Chaos is all about real people, real experiences, and real conversations. From dating to marriage and all the real life moments in between. And today, I have a very, very special guest. My friend, Dom, Miss Springs and Steel, Miss Wine Glass Creator. Y'all have seen her on my show. Well, y'all haven't seen her, but y'all seen her glasses on my show, the stainless steel joints. Tell them a little bit about yourself while I crack this bottle of wine open, which, by the way, she brought. You know, this is the first guest to bring a bottle of wine. Y'all know me. I don't like sweets. We're going to give this a try. This is her favorite wine. She always talks about it everywhere. They need to go ahead and sponsor her. You know what I mean? Hey, Stella. You know what I mean? Holla at my girl.
Stella.
So tell them a little about yourself. Tell them about your business as well.
Absolutely. First and foremost, thank you for having me. I'm honored to be here. But it's funny that, you just put wine glass connoisseur behind my name. It's so strange because I never envisioned myself that before. So I do own a stainless steel wine glass company called Springs and Steel. And I will be honest, it was never like my dream to have a wine glass business. I knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur one day, but I didn't know what that was. And I remember a few years ago, maybe like a year and a half ago, sitting at my dining room table and I was just racking my brain because I'm like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And literally at that same moment, my daughter yelled, "I'm sorry, mom." And I'm like, what happened? She's like, "I broke another one of your wine glasses." Now, I've always been a wino. I love wine, right? Call myself a wino. And I'm thinking in my head, like, geez, I have got to find something that does not break. Like,
Right.
I'm sick of buying wine glasses. So literally while I'm sitting at my desk, I just type in like unbreakable glasses and stainless steel popped up. And I'm like, there's no way people are drinking out of stainless steel wine glasses. Just no way. But that was all that I saw. So I ordered me just a cheap little set and they came and I loved them. I loved them so much that I'm like, I think I might be onto something because I'm like, I don't know nobody doing this.
Right,
Like
right. I
nobody.
ain't think about it. I'm a people calling me a wine connoisseur.
I love wine.
Yeah.
So from there, I went for regalia. I went and got my LLC. I found vendors. I got samples. I mean, it took me months and
Yeah.
months to do all of
Gotta do
this.
your recon.
I got a website. I finally eventually got listed on Amazon.
Nice.
So it was like, thank you. It was a huge ordeal. But I just did the whole shindig and I own a stainless steel wine glass company.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Let's toast to
Let's
that.
toast.
And toast to, like you said, this is your first time trying this
Absolutely.
one. Okay. And this is my first time sipping out of this
It's the mirror polish.
mirror polish. Y'all know y'all seen the matte ones on the show.
These are the matte. These are the matte black. Mirror
And
polish
this is
is
the mirror
what you
polish.
have.
So let's taste this wine
Cheers.
together.
Thank you. Let's do it. Oh, it's sweet. It's sweet.
Oh.
It's not that sweet though. I like it. I like it. It's a little sweet. It's not that bitter.
I figured you would. Let's see what the alcohol content on this is.
Not enough.
Very much so. 5%.
5%.
All right.
You want it to be a little stronger?
I think Stella Black is a little stronger actually.
Stella Black is a little stronger, but if you
Nope,
don't like
5%.
this one, you definitely not gonna like this. Because this one real sweet.
But you know what? You're a special person, and I'm going to sit here and enjoy this juice with a little bit of alcohol in it for you. All right.
Thank you.
Push through.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Now, the first question I ask most people who come on, and I do it kind of like I said, selfishly, kind of get a feel for how others are doing it, so I can take some pointers from it, or they can take some pointers from it. But how do you date? And when I say that, think about, I mean, maybe the last couple of people, and I'm wondering, like, from get number stage to either a situationship, unless they made it past that to actual boyfriend. What goes on between there in your mind? Standards, test, they have to check XYZ box, blah 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 blah. They have to show blah 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 blah. Like, what is your? How do you date and go through those stages?
Absolutely. It's a great question. Okay, so at 33, I date, do not laugh at me, but I date strictly right now online because I don't get out enough to
Okay,
like meet people.
to find out
Like
like
Facebook
Bumble.
dating.
There we go.
Yeah, Facebook dating is really what I use. I've used Bumble in the past. I didn't really like it. I've used Tinder, hated that. I think it's called Black People Meet. I didn't really get into that
What's
either.
that, like Black Planet?
I don't know.
Oh,
Kind of. I mean, when you think about it, I mean, the format was kind of like that too. So
okay.
I don't use it though. But Facebook dating seems to be easier. I mean, I'm always on social media for my
Mhm.
business, so it's just simple fact of the dating button is literally
Right
just
there.
right there. So it's just a lot easier. Um, but the crazy thing is, the older I get, I crave more of a organic ordeal,
There we
which
go.
actually has happened to me recently.
Okay,
Very recently. I was actually at
we're
Cooper's
gonna talk
Hawk.
about that.
We're gonna talk about it later, maybe.
Nah, let's stay on question. Then we're
Okay.
gonna talk
Okay.
about that.
Okay. It's hard because with Facebook dating, you just don't know what you're gonna get. So I have given guys my number off of Facebook dating, and I have gone on dates. I have genuinely had good chemistry with men that I've met. Actually, a man that I still talk to this day, I've met off of Facebook dating. But I don't feel that it gives me a real sense of like, we're going to be boyfriend, girlfriend.
Right.
It feels far fetched. It almost feels fake.
Yeah.
Um, Other people might have had different experiences, but for me, it's just like online dating is just something to do at that moment. Like, I don't take
For
people
sure.
seriously.
Yeah.
And maybe that's my problem.
So so since that still didn't answer my question, when's the last time you had a boyfriend or someone that was we're serious?
Okay. So about a year and a half ago, I don't know if you know this. You are my good friends. You probably don't know this, but I was actually engaged. I was engaged.
Oh, I
I
didn't
know
know
you didn't.
that. What?
Nobody really knew. I was
That's crazy.
engaged. I was actually going to get married on the new year, and it didn't work out.
There we go. Let's start there then.
Okay.
Now, with that,
Mm.
from the time y'all exchanged contact information to you saying yes, what boxes did he check? What, like, how did y'all go to, like, oh, we did XYZ, the chemistry was this, that, and the third, but then the next stage is like, do you have stages? Do you have anything like that? Like, how do you date?
I hate to put stages on things because we're older now. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's not like the American dream was. Like, you go to high school, then you go to college, and then you get the six-figure job.
Yeah,
And I don't feel like dating is like that anymore. Dating is just like whatever works for you and your partner.
right,
Just do it. Whether that means you will date for 6 months or 6 years. If that's
right.
what you need to do, then you just do it. So no, I do not date in stages. I date based off of how our temperature is. If our temperature
Mm,
is good, then we move at that pace.
there
If
we
we want to
go.
move quick, then we move quick. I have friends that have moved extremely fast and they are happy as ever. I have some friends that are moving extremely slow and they are still happy.
Right.
So, whatever floats your boat. But for me and my previous relationship with him, we didn't have stages. I did not meet him on Facebook dating either, so we're clear. I actually met him at work. Um, we met, we kicked it, the vibe was there, and then from there we just kind of like slowly grew.
Mm,
But I will say it was a quick relationship. It was one of those things where like we knew we loved each other. We knew that we were going to be together. And we just kind of moved at that pace.
mm.
Now, other people might hear this and be like, "Oh, I don't like that. That's not cool." But that's just how we moved at that time. So, yeah, that's just how it worked.
So with him, what qualities, what mm,
No,
standards that
I
you
got
that
it.
made you say like,
Yes.
yeah, we're gonna be serious, and then yeah, let's engage.
So growing up, I have never, ever, ever felt protected by men before.
Mm,
Ever. Hardly under any circumstances have I ever been like, this man is going to protect me, like where I feel protected. it's to the points in my life where I'm the one that's sitting facing the door so I can see who coming in.
That's
Like
crazy.
that's how serious it is
That's
for me.
crazy.
Like I have never felt protected by men, but this man made me feel protected in the sense of I felt that we could go places and I didn't have to be like aggressive or I didn't have to be the normal dom. Like
You
I
could be
could
like that one
I could
girl,
be a
like,
lady.
well, I can making my way downtown,
Yes.
walking around that. She's like, oh, exit over there, 3 windows right there. That
I
guy's too close.
exactly. Like I could just relax. I could just be me. I could just do whatever and know like he's got my left, he's got my right, he's got
Right.
my back, he's got my front.
Yeah.
And that wholeheartedly was probably his number one quality for me.
There we go.
Not only was it like, you know, physical appearance, like that's great, but he provided something that I never had before. And even sometimes still to this day, like I still search. For him, it was just natural. Like I just knew like he'd tear this place up for me. And I love that because I never had that before.
Okay.
So that was a quality that I
That was
really,
the big
really,
one that stood out.
that was a big one.
Everything else was just chemistry, y'all vibe,
Chemistry,
y'all
vibe. Yes.
There we go.
It was all good.
So basically, go with the flow, chemistry, no test standards, all that other little shit.
Nope. None of that. But I mean, we didn't work out for various reasons. But that
was various.
I mean,
because why do people break up? That's the more interesting thing. Like, okay, we supposed to get into the gay part. Like, y'all always sit there and they're like, oh, we break up. Like, what happened? Like, what?
Okay,
what broke down?
For us, it was financials. We didn't have an issue with cheating. We didn't have an issue with me looking at other dudes or him looking at other women. It was never that. It was always about the financials. We all knew that I was the breadwinner in the relationship. But I was okay with that to an extent. Right. But I also wasn't the type of woman where I'm like, well, you didn't pay the mortgage this month. Like, you need to pay the car notes. You need to pay the Duke. Like, I didn't do that. I kind of just let it flow. Like, whatever happened, happened. And he was always giving, you know, for what he could. But he definitely didn't make as much money as I did. And it was to the point to where one day he called me while I was at work. And he said, listen, I feel inadequate as a man. You know, like, I can't provide for you the way that I really want to. And that bothers me. And you know, as a woman, like knowing that, like, dude, we about to get married in 3 weeks. Like, it's literally 2 weeks. 2 weeks before Christmas. We are supposed to get married on a gondola ride in Vegas. Like, we were gonna do the whole shindig. And he hit me with this. It came completely out of nowhere. I kid you not. It came completely out of nowhere. And yeah, it shattered me. I'm not gonna lie. It shattered me. I came home that day and all his stuff was gone. Gone.
What? That's
financials. Money is it's one of those situations where, like, when I look back on it, I felt that maybe we should have had more conversations. Maybe we should have really taken like a deeper step into what money looks like for both of us. Because for me, money just comes and goes.
Facts.
You know, like money comes and goes. It doesn't necessarily bother me.
Right.
For other people, it is the end all be all.
Right.
And I guess for some men, if they don't have it, they feel that they can't properly take care of their ladies. So,
well, I did make a post maybe a month or two ago, probably close to 2 months now, that said broke men you should not be dating. And I said that, and I followed it up with, because men, we do put a lot of emphasis, a lot of weight in finances. In finances.
Thank you.
So that's why, and I followed that up with, like, because some men they get depressed when their finances are low. Some men get mean as fuck when their finances are low.
It's very true.
Like some men just like kind of go into a hole when their finances is low. So it's like your finances gotta be right when you're dating.
Agreed.
Not necessarily you gotta make 6 figures. I've made that clear. Like, you ain't gonna make 6 figures. Your finances just have to be in order.
Sure.
When dating, because like we just put too much emphasis on it. So like for them to say, like, after all that time, and for that to be the reason to be like, oh, I'm about to pack my stuff up because I just feel inadequate. It's very deep. It's shallow-ish. no offense to the guy, but because I've been there. Like when my finances ain't right, like stress is just a different thing.
Agreed.
I think because I'm where I'm at now, healed wise, like if my finances is messed up, I'm able to communicate like, hey, I'm an entrepreneur, so it's like, hey, this month was slow.
Right.
We in the house,
We in the house.
unless you want to pay for stuff or whatever case may be,
Agreed.
but this is what this month is looking like for me or whatever case may be. So a lot of people just aren't like that. I think that takes some therapy and some deep mental work to get over that as a man. Because like I said, we put a lot of weight in finances.
Understood.
That's crazy.
Yep. It happened. And like I said, it broke me. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I mean, shit, 3 weeks before this, and this is the reason, and out of the blue, like we ain't about to talk about it. We ain't about to like let's talk about what
We didn't sit
moving
down.
forward
We
looks
didn't
like. Yeah,
write it out.
that's actually wild.
We
I ain't
didn't
gonna
do
hold you.
any of that.
Okay, that's kind of crazy. So from there, let's go into some ice. But first of all, let me taste this Stella Rose Black.
It's gonna be sweet. I don't think you're gonna like it.
Well, I didn't see the bubbles like the other one. The other one had like autumn bubbles. So let's see. Yep, juice. With that being said, let's go into some icebreaker questions.
Let's do it.
And the first one would be, what's your favorite thing about being single?
Ooh. I like being single because I do not have to answer to anybody. I think that's probably the number one thing that I love about being single. I don't have somebody blowing up my phone, wanting to know where I'm at, what I'm doing. It's just peaceful.
Yeah.
And I don't have to worry about any of that. So that's like the number one thing I love about being single. 2, if I do go out and I do want to have a good time, men take care of me. I like that part about being single. You know,
Yeah.
I can be at a bar or I can be at a restaurant and I don't have to lift a finger.
Right.
So.
That woman, them little memes where it'd be like, a woman can go out, leave the house with $70, come back drunk and full, and have $100. Like,
well, I mean, it's a real thing.
It's a real thing.
It's a real
I
thing.
know.
It's a real thing. So
I'm weak.
I do like that part about being single. But I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been real interested in this one. If a woman is interested in you, what's the best way she can show it?
Show it.
It's important because for me, I don't know how I show men that I'm interested in them. So.
Okay, so with men, it's very simple when it comes to letting us know that you're interested. Simple as saying, I'm interested. But if you're the shy type or you're like, you think that's too direct or too
aggressive
or masculine, I've told women before, like, you could start with a compliment, but I guess a more blatant one. Like, you can't be like, oh, that's a nice shirt you had on your podcast. Thank you. Like, you have to like, you're really handsome when you shave your face. Or you really, like, I see when you got your bald head and then when you got your face lined up, like, you're really handsome. Like, just something simple as that.
What if you're out and about? Say you're at a bar or you're at a restaurant kicking it. How do you want women to show their interest in you? Like, is it eye contact from across the room? Is it a wink? Is it, I'm gonna send him a drink? What is it?
Okay, a drink will definitely get you in the door.
Really?
Send him a drink. Definitely get you in. You see a guy across the bar, tell the bartender, hey, you know what he's drinking?
Okay.
Can you find out for me? You send me a drink, I'm gonna come over and be like, hey, how you doing? Thank you, blah blah blah. If you're not cute, then
you still say thank you.
I'm gonna send you one back, like get her one back, and I'm like,
oh, so you wouldn't go over? You wouldn't go over and speak to her?
Nah, because then I gotta do the awkward. I got a girlfriend thing.
I mean, do you?
No, but I'm gonna say that because I don't want to tell her like she's on my type.
You could just come and be like, "Thank you for sending me that drink," but I guess you would have to say I'm seeing someone.
Exactly. So I would much rather. I may make my way over there or something. Say like, "Thank you for the. Let's do a shot." I'm maybe send her a shot and then be like, "Hey, thank you for the shot. I got a girlfriend, but let's take the shot together." Boom, and leave it at that. Yeah. But if you're cute, definitely we're gonna talk, get to know you, like blah blah blah. Like, so what you drinking? We'll get you drinking, da 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 da. But so definitely, if you're out and about, send me a drink.
Okay.
If you're cute.
If you're cute, send them a drink.
I think that's the most blatant thing. Like, and I be trying to tell women statistics. I'm a numbers person.
Okay.
So let's talk numbers. You drink like fish, but because it's sweet. What's so crazy
That's
is that
gonna get you lit
I'm
though.
always no. If you drink the whole
If
bottle,
you drink the whole bottle, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
used to drinking a whole bottle.
no, the real wine you drink like 1.5 glasses. You over there.
Real wine, I can
feeling-
drink a whole bottle too.
Nah, you gonna be on your ass.
No, that's the point.
Yeah,
I don't drink hard liquor anymore.
I mean I'm on wine now. So I tell statistically speaking,
Mhm.
right? If you're always sitting back waiting for a man to come up to you at Target, come up to you at the gym, come up to you while you're out and about, most men who are doing that, most of them, 70+%, maybe 80, are doing that with everyone. Every woman, everywhere they go, they just do that with everyone.
Okay.
Right? That's one statistic.
Okay.
The second one is, if that's all you've been dating and they have been not shit, they've been pissy in the pool, if 100% of them have been that, why wouldn't you try something different?
That's very true. I agree.
So the different is, start approaching men who you find interesting, who you find attractive.
Mhm.
Especially if that man hasn't like pursued you or said something to you already. And I say that because as a good man myself and knowing the good men that I know,
Mhm.
when I'm at Target, when I'm at TJ Maxx, when I'm at Kroger, I'm not thinking about, oh damn, she fine, I'm about to go holler at her. Like I might be looking your way, but I'm right there like, I ain't even looking your way. I'm looking like, oh, the meat is on sale. Oh, I need to go down there and get them wings because they on sale. Like, our minds are really on real fucking things and real life and business and job and finances or whatever case may be. Like, we're not out just searching for girls every day, right? So your chances of actually finding a better man is higher if you start initiating conversations with men.
Understood.
And I say initiate. I ain't saying I got to chase. I ain't, because they take that little clip like, oh, he said you need to chase men. Like, I ain't saying you got to chase.
I know what you mean.
I'm talking about literally send him a drink. Instead of waiting for the ancient ass man who you keep dating to come buy you a drink, send him a drink. You know what I mean? You see a man in Target and you see that he's seeing you or whatever case may be, like, walk up to him. What you think about this cereal right here? Oh, it's Cheerio. It says it's good for cholesterol. I gotta lower my cholesterol. That's what I be thinking about. I'm in the cereal. I like that lower cholesterol. Da da da. Now y'all start an organic conversation. Most men, if they are attracted to you, will carry it from there. Like, damn, she spoke to me. Like, oh shit. Oh yeah, I like cereal. Like, what's one of your favorite though?
Golden Grams.
Go to Grams.
Golden Grams.
I fuck with them, but Golden Grams, I think they like a diet cinnamon toast crunch. Like,
Love Golden Grams.
now we talking to you, we have a dialogue, we exchange numbers. It's literally that simple. And like I said, when y'all initiate conversation with men, I'm telling you, you're gonna get a better picking.
Okay.
I ain't saying they're gonna be all perfect. Don't hold me to that. I'm just saying that your chances of finding someone good are
increase.
higher.
Yes.
There we go.
Can I give you this time recently that I did this exact thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I was at Cooper's house, like, I don't know, 2 weeks ago. And I'm sitting at the bar. It was like National Wine Day. So, I had to go. I'm a wine connoisseur.
Okay.
I'm sitting at the bar. It's been a long day at work and I'm sipping. I got my glass. I'm having a grand time. And it's like a Tuesday. So it's not like crazy busy, but it's Cooper's. So, they kind of thumping a little bit. And so this man comes and sits next to me, this, tall African-American man. And it kind of shocked me because I'm like, all these chairs are open. Like, why you want to come sit next to me?
I hate when somebody sits next to me.
Like, that's like parking next to me when I park far. I'm all the way on the end of the bar. There's all these seats and you want to come sit exactly next to me. But I let it ride. I'm like, okay, whatever. Maybe, he thought I was pretty, cool.
Right.
So I'm sitting there and I always take my wine glasses when I go. So I'm getting ready to leave. So before I leave, I clean my wine glasses out. Like, I asked the bartender for a little extra napkin so I can clean my glass off. And I see him and I feel him like staring and looking at me. So I'm like, oh, Dom, you probably look crazy because you cleaning out this wine glass. He don't know what you're doing.
Right.
So I just literally look over and I'm like, hi, I'm Dominique. I own the stainless steel wine glass company. This is mine. This is why I'm cleaning it off.
Right.
And the first thing he said was, I was wondering what you were doing. What is happening right now? And then from there, we just took off. Like,
Right.
I sat at the bar a whole nother 2 hours. I was literally getting ready to leave.
Mm.
And I sat at the bar a whole nother 2 hours and I had a great conversation with him.
Yeah.
Amazing. It was awesome. And it's not something I do all the time.
Right.
I'm not normally an approacher type of woman. I will all night. I'm that chick. All night. But like leave my post, leave my safe space. No.
Yeah, I got to get out of that.
I'm not gonna leave my safe space. But I did that night.
That's good.
Yep.
Did it go anywhere?
It did.
Y'all still talk?
We do. We went to Nostalgia just last week. We had a great time.
See?
Went for R&B night.
What's your judgment of him so far? Do he seem like a pissy, in a pissy dating pool guy? Or he seem like, he might be got a little good head on the shoulder?
So I'm at the point right now in my life where I don't just entertain everybody. Every man does not get my number. I definitely can kind of tell after just a small conversation what we gonna do.
Right.
We definitely still talk. He is not part of the pissy dating pool. He's very mature. He's a little bit older than me, which I like. Our children are the same age. He's an entrepreneur like myself, so he gets the long hours, the trials and tribulations. Right. He is not part of the pissy dating pool.
Okay, see how that worked out. See, I'm 1-0 right now. It's like I'm at 100%, shooting 100. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see. What's a common dating myth you think is completely false?
Okay, so it's gonna sound a little cliche, but the older I get, it makes the most sense for me. Like the whole all men are the same. Like the whole you do it, this man done done it, this man done do it, so all men do it.
Right.
And don't get me wrong, I know it sounds so cliche, but as a woman, it means so much because it's definitely not true, right? In the back of your head, it's not true, but when you saying it, you like, damn, this feel real. Like, why all these dudes be doing this? Like, they all the same. They all do the same thing. So all men are not the same.
For sure.
There are some men who will give you flowers and take you on dates for absolutely no reason at all.
That part.
And then there are some men who will play with your mind, play games, tell you everything that you want to hear and not do a damn thing about it.
That part.
All men are not the same.
That part.
Okay. My next question for you is, what's something simple a woman can do that makes you feel appreciated?
Shoot, when I come through the door, just drop down to her knees and
I feel like all men like that. No, that's okay.
Hell no.
You don't like that?
No, one thing that woman can do to make me feel appreciated is one is my love language is thoughtful gifts.
Okay.
So basically just give me a thoughtful gift. And thoughtful like something I've said in passing that I wanted or needed or some stuff like that. And it's like, I got this for you. I thought about you today. I got this for you. I'm like,
what if she don't have no money? What's something else she can do?
First of all, if you don't got zero money,
what if she don't have no money?
We're not dating anyway. So
I get that.
If you can't buy me a couple pairs of $8 sweatpants or a pair of sweatpants or a house plant that's $27,
take monetary out of it.
I'm good.
Let's be thoughtful here.
That is thoughtful.
Let's take monetary out of it. What is something simple a woman can do that makes you feel appreciated minus the dinero?
Okay, if I have to eliminate money, typical woman thing then. So maybe this week was a hard week for me. I'm talking doing a whole remodel flip, and then after that having to come film and shoot, and then I'm doing a side job where I'm doing somebody's flooring. So my body has been on 10 as far as aching. So hearing me say man, my body on 10, and I just come home, or she say come over, and it's little candles around and little thing for me to lay on. So I'm gonna give you a massage, and I heard you say your body been on 10, so I'll get you together.
Okay.
So yeah, that's something thoughtful. Or cleaning my house. I know you've been tired and your house is kind of looking a little crazy, so I went ahead and cleaned everything for you. So yeah, so if I had to take money out of it, that would be it.
I like that. I definitely like the massage thing. I feel like that's an area that I can be better in, is being more thoughtful towards somebody. I just haven't had a man in so long that it's okay, Dom, think outside the box. Think outside the box. Part. So I got to get better with that.
Yeah.
I'm going to call you next time.
But you've been, because we've been friends, so we can be real. You've been that independent woman And we've had conversations
Yeah.
many of times of how, like, not necessarily you said you didn't need a man, but you like, I don't necessarily need a man, but I want one. I know they're valuable, but it's just like, meh,
Yeah. And
meh.
honestly, I still feel that way.
What's so crazy though is, this is what I've told people so many times before too, is like, we're all wired a certain way.
Sure.
So, and that's what this really kind of like this podcast is about, and this book is about, is just basically getting to know each other and learning each other like, this has over 600 questions in there to ask deep questions to get to know each other. So, like, knowing that you are more so of a, would you say, like, your own like boss when you go out, like your own provider, like, I'm gonna sit and face the door, or whatever case may be.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, you had that man who made you feel the opposite, and it felt really good. But sometimes our own wiring is just made that way. So you might just be in relationships the more, I just, if we want to put traits on a masculine and feminine traits, but like, you may be the slightly more masculine person in that relationship. You might make a little bit more money. You might be the one that's just like, we're doing this to this weekend, and then we got this plan, and da da da. And he's like, okay, here's my check. Like, it's going to your account.
No,
like, da, da, da,
no.
Not necessarily like, here's my check, and like, here, and like, I'm broke, but just like, for the bills, like, okay, here's, the money for the bills that you da da da, and I got my portion to play with, da da da. But
to an extent,
granted, that was just a small thing, but maybe that type of man is more so for you, a man who's more so laid back, even though you may want a man who's so da 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 and protective and more masculine. It'd be like those things with us, like, mentally we want this thing, but the way we're wired, we're really wired to want this other thing, but it's an internal battle. So you keep going with these more masculine men, but you find yourselves butting heads all the time, and or y'all always falling out, or y'all be like, it's something about this, like, it seemed like it should be right because he's so masculine and I'm making me soft, but it's just like, it's just something I can't put my finger on. It's more likely that. So could be a thing. Could be.
No, I understand. And I know exactly what you mean, right? So for me, I do like a masculine, aggressive man. The man who can be like, Dom, you doing too much right now.
Right.
Or who can walk right up to me and choke me out. I get that. I love that. Because I know that sometimes my mouth be going. And I know sometimes it's like I'm not all the way coherent with what he's saying. And I'm in my own Dominique world. So I do like a nice, aggressive, masculine man. Now, granted, I have been independent. I've been on my own since I was like 14 years old. I've been by myself a long time. Like, I get in my head. I think my own thoughts. So it definitely is a challenge for me sometimes to like step out of that zone. If I say something, I meant that shit.
That part.
And that's just what it is. You can have your own opinion about it, and that's fine, but I'm still going to do what Don wants me to do.
See?
You don't have to do it.
See, that right there is where where I said earlier, like, there's something about when you do it, because as a masculine man, it's not no, I'm going to do, no, you're going to do what I said. You're going to do what I said, because as a masculine man with the plan and I'm telling you to do that. Granted, I'm a little bit more of an over explainer, so I'm more like, you're going to do this because if you do that, it's going to lead down to this, and then that's going to happen, and blah, 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 and then we're going to come around, and I'll be right there, blah, blah. So we're going this way because it's going to be a little easier. Well, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm going to break it down to you a little bit more.
I like that,
but
though.
You still might be like, I dealt with an ex that was like that, and she had to like break that shit down. I'm telling her, like, you want to go this way and then make a left, and she's like, no, I know you this way, and when we go left, we're gonna come. It's gonna be right out there. We're gonna come right behind City Hall. I'm right there, like, no.
Would you say she was challenging?
Very initially, but after proving myself as a proper leader,
yeah,
and a few times letting her bump her head, I'm like, yep. Okay, go ahead, and make a left.
Yeah, no, for real, no, for real.
And she made that left, and we're I don't know where we're at. We're not by City Hall. I'm like,
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
And it's like, oh, where do I go? That's GPS. GPS. And then that's the only way she had to learn. She was like, and then the next time I said go straight, she like, I'm listening to what Dada said. Okay, I'm gonna go straight. Like, yeah, like,
I envy the women that have it in them to just follow their man blindly. I envy them so much. The women who are just like, okay, okay, okay. That's never been me at
Yeah,
all. But I envy them so much.
that's the
Like,
bumping
how
heads
can
with the
you put
masculine man.
so much, like, everything into just this person? Like, to me, that's just, it
That's
gives me the
feminine
ick.
energy.
I'm like, how can you just do that? Like,
That's feminine
but
energy.
where's her brain?
It's there.
Where?
It's there.
But
Her
I don't
brain
know.
is telling her to
Just
let
follow.
my man lead.
Let my man
Because
lead.
that's what a man is supposed to do. He's supposed to lead. Granted, if you have a good man who actually leads and shows leaderships and da 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 da, you're supposed to follow.
Okay, now
But
wait.
those are qualities you're supposed to find out in the beginning.
And
Because
you're
y'all
right.
had those talks and conversations like,
You're
oh,
right.
he's a good leader. So now I can, you did it already. See, what's so crazy is you already did it, but just thinking it as a thinker right now because that's you're more masculine. Just thinking it's like ick. But you literally just say it. Which what we said when we first started. I'm gonna rewind it. Like you had a man who was just like your brain was just turned off, and you're like making my way downtown as he's walking
No,
around.
you're
Like there's an
right.
exit there. There's an exit there. There's 3 windows right there. There's a guy right. You know what I mean?
I
Like
trusted him wholeheartedly. I'm
there
not
we
gonna lie
go.
to you.
So that's the perspective.
But
Is
he,
a motherfucker
I
when
felt
you
like he
change.
proved himself so too.
Exactly. So, but the question was, well, your statement was women who follow men blindly is like ick, but it's like once you've been there and once you lived there, now it's like, oh, I love turning my brain off with my man.
I would love for a man to like literally come and sweep me off my feet like that. I always feel though that there would be a very small part of me that has to have like some type of like control a little bit. Maybe a small percent. And I don't know, maybe I'll get a man that's cool with me having that small percent.
Mhm.
But I can make my way downtown with him, but still be like, okay,
But
we good.
also, what I guess the more seasoned women or the secret that a lot of women know is that y'all still have control even in those moments. Like women kind of control men. Like y'all get y'all way. If y'all want a man to do something, you're gonna find a way to get him. Oh, my car, it doesn't have any gas in it. Da, 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 da. And then he's gonna be like, oh, I can put some gas in it for you.
I am not that good.
I'm just saying. But like women, y'all still have control, but y'all being in y'all feminine energy. That is the control, because like that feminine is what really kind of rules the world, Mother Nature. Da da da. So it's like feminine energy really can rules a relationship. Man is just kind of like guided, and then like that feminine energy kept like puts that seed, plants that seed in his head to go be better, go do this, go do that. That's why I said like behind every strong entrepreneur man is his wife or whatever.
Strong woman.
Is his wife.
Another strong woman.
Yeah, a woman.
Strong woman. Powerful woman. Divine woman. She's got to be strong, right?
She
can't just be a woman.
I'm just speaking from the feminine energies that women carry that help men, like as we kind of dominate the world. Like everything we build is for women in a sense, like roads, so women can travel to the grocery store. So now that sounds very
I did not like that.
I'm kidding. I'm fucking kidding. I'm fucking kidding. But no, like if you look up like feminine energy and masculine energy, like feminine energy is a strong energy for sure.
You're right. You're right.
So, but behind every successful man to be a good ass woman who has helped him along the way, pushed him, encouraged him, nurtured his thoughts and all that shit. Like women are. That's why I think I need behind me is a nice strong woman.
See, you just said strong woman, and I love that.
I said strong because you wanted to hear that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you have that complex. You have that strong woman complex.
Definitely a strong woman complex. But I will say this. I told myself for 2025, I was going to try harder in being more feminine. I find myself sometimes in situations where I have to talk to myself, and I'm like, Dom, that's not very feminine.
Yeah.
Like, you need to chill a little bit. Now when I do go on dates, which isn't all the time, I've had to be comfortable with letting him sit in a certain spot without me losing it.
That part.
But I still carry my pistol with me.
As you should, regardless.
Absolutely.
But so listen to what you just said.
I'm trying.
So granted, try, okay. But if it's becoming too daunting of a task, don't feel like you failed. You just have to accept the way you're wired.
I understand.
It's not bad. Like that's what like I said, this is what this podcast is about. Cause like there's so much garbage on social media. Women need to be this, men need to be that. Blah, blah. The man need to make 6 figures. The woman need to sit in the house. No, it's whatever works for you. And I'm like, that's why this is about real people, real conversations about talking about what works for them. There's
Sure.
people who the woman makes all the money and the guy sitting in the house taking care of the house and the kids. That's perfectly fine.
No,
There's
it
some
is.
people do 50-50, 40-70, blah, blah, blah. I know that's not a real number, but 40-30. But like you might just be wired to be the more masculine person in the relationship, and that's cool.
I
Just don't
hate the
take it to
word.
heart.
I hate the word masculine when it's
Why?
associated with me, because it's always been used as a negative connotation with me. Because not all, I shouldn't say not all men, some men, a good majority of men have associated me and masculinity.
Right.
And I'm like, yo, I'm a whole woman. You know what I mean? Like when you come in my house is always clean. I'm always
Girly.
cooking. I wouldn't say it's overly. I mean, it's 3 girls in the house, but it's not overly girly. I still do have some like.
Well, like I
Uh,
mean, like furry rugs or like pinkish paintings, pink and gold paintings.
no, we
And
don't got none of that. We got black, gray,
okay,
white. It's
okay,
dark features.
okay. There we go.
You
Okay.
know, we got black lamps, black stand-up lamps. I do have big, beautiful artwork all over the house. But you know, I'm still a woman. I just convey that in a different type of way. You know, like
That
my
part
house, what
you can
conveying it in.
convey. Yeah, like you can still have carry like the more masculine energy, but just convey your feminine energy in a different way.
But listen to it. When you say it as a man, when you relate being a woman to being masculine, it sounds negative.
So it's perspective because the perspective of women being masculine has been negative, blah blah blah, because just of social media and all those connotations that go with it. But again, it's just having to accept the reality, which everyone has masculine and feminine energy. There's some who have more of one than the other. Everyone. Men have feminine ways, emotions. Like a lot of men are a lot more feminine in that department because they act out of emotion. Guys out here uh get into arguments and go to the car and come back and just shoot everybody up. That's a feminine, like you got too much feminine, because feminine women take their car and run somebody over, not thinking about consequences because they got so deep in their emotions that they acted out that emotion.
Sure.
Men, let me think. Beat his ass right here, or let me just walk to my car and drive the fuck away. Like everyone has masculine and feminine energy. It's just dependent on it. Can be you can be super masculine in finances and decision making, and
Mm.
then be feminine in home taking, home care, blah blah. So you know what I mean, like it's they intertwine. Like I'm masculine. It just covers the whole scale of your womanhood. Like nah, you just, in my opinion, as your friend, you just have more higher masculine energy in that realm of money, finances, bossish, your safety, your peace of mind. Like you have more masculine ways in that department, where it's just like, oh, I'm just a boss, and you date a man who needs to let you be masculine in that department, like not try to make you feminine, make you more female. Like, why you work so much? Like, you should be at home. Like, let's go, let's lay up on the couch. You know what I mean? Like that type of mentality, like where he like, my baby a boss. Like, let her go, let her go cook.
Let her cook.
Well, I'm gonna go. I go home. I'm gonna cook dinner tonight because I know she's gonna be late.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For
Like
sure.
that's where you find your mesh
I got you.
with a partner that accepts the masculine and feminine energies.
Energy in me. It's just I'm just at the point right now where like it is what it is. Like I understand that I do have certain qualities and traits about myself that might not be like as feminine as other women.
Right.
And the older I get, I'm just like, fuck it.
It
I
is
mean,
what it
it is what it
is.
is.
Yeah.
But I also don't purposely, go out and be mannish. Like
Right.
this is just who I am. I'm
Right.
I'm a boss bitch.
Right. It's
You know what I
just the way
mean?
you
Like
are.
I wear stilettos. I'm gonna wear my trench coat, and when I come in, let's get to it.
Yeah.
I'm a very straightforward person. I get right to the point. I don't hold back a lot of times. Actually, I don't really hold back for anything. But I will say, the older I get, the more I have started to like tame myself a little bit more, lay off of things a little bit more, because now it's like everything doesn't need a reaction.
That part.
So I am literally at the stage where I'm thinking in my head as to how I'm going to respond to something.
Mm-hmm.
Is this going to get a reaction out of me, or am I just going to walk away? Because if I give this a reaction, people not going to like it,
Yeah.
or this person not going to like it. So I'm like, you know what? It's not even worth it. I'm
That's just
always
growth.
picking and choosing my battles
That's
now.
growth.
Even with my children, I'm like, okay, she don't want to eat her vegetables, but she a soccer player. Them gonna be your brittle bones, not mine.
Right.
So I literally just have to pick and choose my battles now. Everything does not deserve a reaction. And at the end of the day, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yep.
All right, so that was a nice little tangent. Let's go
Mhm.
into a little deeper dive real
Let's
quick.
go.
Okay, question, since we're on this kind of independent and masculine, do you think being independent makes it harder to date? Why or why not?
Definitely makes it harder to date, especially with the stigmas that are always out there, like being a gold digger, or women only date for food, or you only date for like a good time. Like it definitely makes it difficult. Um, But for me, being independent is difficult because my brain is so wired to just do things the Dominique way.
Yeah.
You know, so I absolutely hate when a man is like, okay, like I would love to take you on a date, and then they stop there.
Uh,
I'm like,
for
are
sure.
you kidding me?
I talked about that on a post.
Now we're just done.
Or what do you want to do? You say yeah. He's like, all right, what you want to do? Like, nigga,
No, like
stupid.
we're not doing that. So it's just one of those things where, like, for me being independent, I feel like I have like these rules and regulations that if you don't hit it, then it's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
So definitely being so independent like myself is difficult. I don't advise dating all the time. I just don't.
Cool.
Okay, I got one for you. What's one challenge men face in dating that women don't often recognize?
I guess I gotta speak generally because I don't really have a problem in dating. I would say knowing when a woman is truly genuine interested in you and not just trying to use you for whatever advantage she sees fit. Because having all female friends, shout out to them. Like they get, I know. It's like you got one man for, you call him for some money, he gonna say yeah. Another one for food. This other one, he can come fix anything in your house or your car, and you ain't got to sleep with none of them. They just want your time and want to be in your presence, and you just, yeah, we're gonna go on a date eventually, or you gonna date every green moon just to keep them around.
That's a
Leave them
challenge you
alone.
think men face though, knowing that women have all this?
Knowing whether a woman is truly interested in him
That's
as a
okay.
him,
I got you.
or just trying to use him for whatever she sees fit in that time. Not you niggas who ain't got no money. You think women gonna use you for your money?
That they don't have.
Not that they don't have it. Just like
Uh-huh.
yeah.
So what about, speaking of money, what about, like, I would think, I mean, I'm not a dude, but if I was a dude, I would think the hindrance, the challenge would be like finances, would be money, right? Like you're a man, you take this girl on a date, then you take this girl on a date, then you take this girl on a date. Like that adds up. Like I would think like men would feel like that's a challenge. Being a single man is constantly dating equates to constantly spending money.
See, that's why I said
But real men got money, so it don't even matter.
no.
Is
First,
that
I
not
want
what
to
it
go.
is?
No.
Okay.
I was gonna go with. That's why I said like me. I don't have a problem per se with dating, and I don't date most people at the same time. So like like that didn't even think that is a good one.
Serial
Definitely
dating
a
right
good one.
there.
Women not understanding or not thinking about how much men spend
Spend.
while dating because it can get really expensive. But I don't date multiple people at the same time, so
You really focus on one person.
one
If
person.
you just meet this girl on Thursday, you really like her, you're going on a date, you don't fuck with nobody else. Really?
Nope. Right.
Why?
Because it's I don't have one the time.
Yeah, it's very time
Two,
consuming.
I don't have the attention span or memory span. Like I will mess that up if I'm talking to multiple girls and we're like, it's Wednesday and we're like, so how was work today? And you were like, I don't work on Wednesdays. Uh, I done got her confused with the girl who worked Monday through Friday. She a nurse. She only worked Monday,
Monday,
Thursday,
Thursday, yep.
Friday. What
3 days a
three
week,
three
three
12s? You know what I
12s.
mean?
Yep.
Whatever. Like so for me is that's one thing. Then with women that's two, three, four different personalities, three, four different energies. That's just way too much for me. So I would much rather get your number one way or another. We date and we talk and we chit chatting. We go through the stages.
Is it dating though? If y'all just met and you only been on one date, is this still considered like dating? I've always had like questions about that. That makes sense.
Well, I mean, it does. But for me, okay. So here's how I date. I call the first stage chit chat stage.
Chit chat.
Chit chat.
Okay. Is that
That's
like a
usually
Starbucks kind of thing,
it's
or
usually this how it starts because it's very rare that I meet a woman in real life and exchange numbers.
okay?
So let's say most of them be on social media or something. So we're on social media, we're DMing back and forth, we're commenting on each other's stories. We've maybe exchanged some voice notes because we done got a little deeper about a meme you posted or some shit like that. That's all chit chat. Of course, when somebody's kind of feeling you or whatnot. You might drop some hard eyes on your stuff. You drop some hard eyes on mine. We're just in DMs, chit chat, and then away.
Chit chat stage. Got it.
Then it gets to a point where I'm like, she pretty cool. Like I'll fuck with her personality, her sense of humor. Like it's all been conveyed through these messages back and forth. I see what she like in real life. So I like calling an outing. So I will plan an outing or be spontaneous. Most likely spontaneous because I'm such a homebody. I'm here, home, work, home. So I might get an opening like, hey, my 4 p.m. shoot council. Like you want to go grab some steak and lemonade. That's my spot. I shout them out on this all the time.
Shout out to steak and lemonade.
Oh,
I actually haven't had steak and lemonade in years.
you gotta get back over there.
I know.
So like, oh, let's grab a bite to eat, or let's go meet me at I don't know XYZ. Like if you free, because we've been DMing. Like somebody got on her like, no, see, I need a whole plan. Like he needs to be thoughtful and plan it. Okay, you never met a man like me, first of all, because if we've been chit chatting all this time, we've already formulated some
Right.
sort of like for each other at least. So now I'm like, oh, real life. So you're gonna say, oh yeah, sure, I'm free.
Yeah.
Because I want. I do that for two reasons. One, because I want your true, authentic self. I don't want the let's go out next Friday and you gotta go get your hair
Hair
done,
done,
face,
makeup, yep,
eyes,
all of that.
lashes. You're gonna pick out your best outfit. You gonna put on your best everything. And now you gotta come and this is gonna be your representative. Nah,
Got her mask
I
on,
want
right?
you. Oh yeah, I guess I am free. I've been wanting to see him. You're gonna think about it for a minute because like, I think I look a mess. And granted, I've already, made you feel comfortable enough to like you're never gonna look a mess around me. So
Right.
now you come in your yoga pants and a t-shirt, and we're having a conversation at Steak and Lemonade, whatever the case may be. Now, the real life vibe is nice, it's fun. We've had a chemistry in real life is different from online. We felt some sort of energy exchange there. Now we exchange numbers if we haven't already. Now I'm a little bit more intentional with like, hey, what you doing next Friday? I'm going to Kickback to get some wings during the daytime.
Period.
During the daytime, not like club. Like let's just go have some wings and some drinks. I'm going to Kickbacks when I leave from my 5 p.m. shoot. Like you want to come or some other little plethora of other things of outings is what I call them. Now that goes good. Now I plan a date because one, that's why I don't miss when I date because we've had all these chit chats. We went on these outings. Now I know what your likes, dislikes, food likes, like what you haven't done in the city that you want to do, or something you did when you was in Atlanta
Mm-hmm.
that was so cool and fun. I'm like, we got the same thing here, but you didn't know. You're like, well, we got one of them here. Like, yeah, you ain't never been. It's over on blah blah blah. Now I know like I'm about to plan her a date. We're gonna go eat there. We're gonna go to that because she said she liked that in Atlanta. Now I plan an actual date. Now we have to date and boom.
That's thoughtful.
I'm very thoughtful when it comes to dating.
I like that.
So now that's why I only talk to one person. I guess that's the long story long. That's how it ends up going. Me only talking to one person.
That's a lot
That was a lot
for one person.
Yeah.
First and foremost, shout out to Kickbacks.
Shout out to Kickbacks.
Shout out to Kickbacks. And then also too, what happens if you want to go on an outing, right? One of your outings, and she says, nope, can't. And you ask her again, a few days later, no, can't. No, no, can't. Like, have you ever ran into like the no, I can't right now kind
Oh
of
yeah,
girls?
for sure.
So what do you do with those girls?
Oh, we just stopped.
You
I
just
just
leave
keep
it
it to
alone.
DM and just like not try again.
Period.
Yeah, I'd be like,
Just I'm out.
peace. Like I'd be like,
Peace out,
all
girl.
right, you
Yeah.
must not be that interested, or you just that busy. But like I had one matter of fact, one of my exes, they was like that. Like I think it was like it was like second or third time, and they wasn't available, and she was like, things been hectic. Like my car is down. Like I'm, got my dad's extra car, so I ain't trying to be like ripping and running in his stuff. But like, if you want to come over here and hang out, like we can, watch some TV, order some food or something like that. Then cool. I'm like, that's okay. I fuck with you, shorty.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I went over there, and it was like,
You had a good time.
yeah, we was chilling, watched movies,
Them the
chilling.
best dates.
Best dates for sure.
Best dates are
I
in-house
love
dates.
in-house dates. But it's rare that a woman is like, you can just come over here, especially like on a first, second, kind of like hang out. So
Yeah.
yeah.
That's good. That's good. I love in-house dates because I can play my Xbox. I play Xbox sometimes.
I
I'm a
got PlayStation. I'm a PlayStation
I'm a
guy.
shoot 'em up kind of girl. I'll play Call
Okay.
of Duty or Gears of War or Left 4 Dead. I'll
Okay.
spark up my hookah and I'll break out my wine. If I haven't cooked, I might order something. I'm not
Uh-huh.
much of a order kind of girl. I don't like to cook, but I will cook. I cook majority of the time.
You're not an order upper, but you don't like
I'm
to cook.
I'm not a door dasher is what I'm trying to say. Like I'm not the girl that's like Uber Eats in
Uh-huh.
and door dashing. Like I'm not gonna waste my money on all that.
There we
So
go.
if I don't cook, I might order like a pizza or something like that.
Okay.
But like in-house dates like that are the best.
Yeah. You get to
Absolutely
know a
love
lot
them.
of people,
Mm-hmm.
a lot about a person. All right. Question for you before
Okay.
we get into the quick fire round. Um, I think this is a good one for the ladies. How do you balance wanting a real, authentic relationship with loving your independence?
You are asking
Mm.
the wrong person because I'm always going to choose my independence. I love not having to answer to nobody. And I don't know why I look
But
at a
independence doesn't
relationship.
always have to mean answering to
I
somebody.
know, but I don't know why I correlate it like that. I literally feel like it's a tie down, right?
Oh
I
my goodness.
feel, but you know what? I'm saying that, but when I was engaged, I did not feel that way at all.
Perspective.
Again, I know.
Oh, and what's so crazy, not to interrupt you, this is exactly why I said the next women I date, I don't want to be their first good man.
Yeah.
It is so draining.
Yes.
It's such a task. It's such a feat to break those bad
Bad habits. No, you're
perspectives
right.
that y'all carry with y'all because y'all haven't had a good man in y'all lives enough to stop thinking like, oh, the ick of turning my brain off. Like, you know what I mean? Like you had an ick, but you had a man who you turned their brain
I'm
off.
gonna give you an example, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you an example. So if I step out tonight, right? If I had a man, he would want to know where I'm at, which is cool. I'm not doing anything inappropriate, I'm going
Kickbacks.
or whatever that look like. But then it's the call me or text me when you get home. It's the call me on your way home, like as you're driving. I'm like, bruh, that's just not me. I have not had to like. And here's the thing,
Wait,
honestly.
did that guy who you just dated, the one who you felt safe, did he say text me when you get home, text me when you get there?
He didn't play
Call
that
me.
shit. So I didn't really have a choice. It was more like, if you don't text me when you get home, Dom, I'm gonna be on your front doorstep, making
Nah,
sure
that's too much.
that you in the house. Because why didn't you call me? Why didn't you text
Like
me?
I'm a worry. Like I'm gonna say text me when you get home. Like let me know when you make it home.
Those are minute things. But it's what I mean. What I mean is like all those small little things like that, like call me as you're driving or text me when you get home. All those little things add up
Yeah.
to be like, oh, I'm so drained. Just even thinking about it is draining
That's
to
just
me.
being thoughtful.
Oh my
That's thinking of that person and them thinking of your safety. Granted, some shit can be a little bit controlling.
yes.
So you have to know that there's a balance there. Like for example, me, I'm not gonna say call me when you're driving. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, first of all, you're gonna tell me what you're doing tonight because it's gonna come up in conversation
Sure.
anyways. So it's
Absolutely.
not, I'm going to ask you what you're doing. You got to tell me what you're doing. It's going to come up with conversation anyways. If it doesn't, for whatever reason, and I see your story, you was out or whatever case may
Is she just
be,
not being truthful?
then no, I mean, like for whatever reason, it didn't come up. Like we talked earlier today, and we was just chit chatting about whatever the case may be, but I didn't say what you're doing later on or what's happening later on didn't come up in conversation.
So you would let Shorty get away with that?
Yeah, if I didn't ask you what are you doing later on, and you went out, I'm gonna be like, oh, you went out without telling me. Like, what the fuck? We're grown as fuck.
No, you're
We're
right.
adults.
I get that.
But if I like say for example, I'm laying in the house and I see your story at 11 o'clock and you out, I'm ready to like, oh, where you at? Kickback seat. And you were like, yeah, I slid over here because watch the fight, da 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 da. I'm like, okay, that's what's up. Let me know when you make it home. Just because I know you're out drinking,
Yes.
that's what I say. Like the thoughtfulness in that.
I get
Like
that.
that's not checking. This is the thoughtfulness. Like you are drinking right now. You're out having a good time. Men are fucking crazy and da da da. Like let me know when you make it home.
Men are crazy.
Just so I know you're safe and I'm not gonna worry about you throughout the night. And in the middle of the night when I wake up and like, oh, I didn't get this text. Like now I'm calling you. You ain't answering. I'm calling you. Okay. I'm gonna try not to worry about her. And a worry, there's a difference between a worry and a control. And like, oh, she ain't fucking answering her. It's I'm worried because you could have got into an accident. A bazillion things could have happened to you. Now I'm worried.
Is it bad that like I don't feel that way about?
Don't feel that way. Like what?
Like he didn't answer the phone. I called him twice.
No.
Now I'm
You don't. You
worrying.
cannot. No, you can. You cannot give a fuck.
Now I'm just like,
Worrying isn't for everybody. Not everyone's worried. Some
I'm
people
not
like,
worried.
oh, they ain't text you back. Oh, call her in the morning. Like, yeah.
Now, if I call you and I haven't heard from you like all day, that's different.
Then you gonna worry.
No, I'm gonna be more pissed off than anything because nigga, you saw me calling. Don't play with me. And I know you got that phone to your head. Now you're just gonna piss me off.
Okay.
That's probably why, like, I don't know. I'm just cool.
Okay.
To an extent. To an extent.
I'm weak.
Okay. What's one lesson from past relationships that shaped how you approach love now?
That's a good one. Let me drink to that. A few things.
Okay.
One, think about being a woman's first good man.
You don't like that?
That last relationship really hammered that in because I'm right there like, digging myself out of a hole I didn't create, like with
I got you.
them emotionally and their traumas and stuff like that. Too daunting. But the caveat to that though, the flip side is that is I know like if I'm not the only good man, like the other man, he got to die or something. Like it has to be something extreme because if he's still alive, there's a little bit inside of her like I fumbled him.
How you know that? You're not a woman. You don't know that. We leave men alone for various reasons. Maybe it's the masculinity in me, but once I drop a nigga,
that's them. Not a great man who made you feel all that shit. The last man made you feel and some.
My ex-fiance, I loved him wholeheartedly, but when he left my house that day, I didn't go looking for him. I didn't.
No, that's because he broke up with you. Different.
It's very true.
It's different from when he breaks up from.
I still feel like he was decent. No, that's not
the same.
Not the same.
No.
Okay.
But anywho, so being someone's first good man, I think I'm a kind of like, have you ever had a good man in your life? What was it like? No. It's gonna make me a little bit more hesitant. Also, I learned that I moved too fast. Shout out to my Facebook friends. I always give them credit every time I kind of make that reference. Because they told me I was moving too fast. And I'm like, I didn't understand it. But I think, granted, y'all, I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of credit because y'all just saying like I'm just posting them and that's moving too fast because y'all still put emojis over y'all fucking baby daddy face. Fuck you. So granted they talking about, but I knew I moved like in hindsight, like we did kind of move fast. It's like once I went over her house and we
That's
was
okay.
chilling, it was like all gas from there.
You moved to the beat of your own drum, and I have no problem with that.
And that's what I kept telling them. But granted, I have learned that there is, especially with talking to these real people on my show, I've realized that there is still a general pace that needs to be kept when dating because it's very important to move at a, I ain't saying necessarily slower pace, but move at a appropriate pace, in my opinion, of dating now. So that way you are formulating and building kind of like a deeper bond with that person, getting to know that person a little bit more deeper, because it's a longer span of time instead of trying to cram everything into a couple weeks or a couple months.
Sure.
So that for sure. Taking my time, not over fantasizing. Find myself doing that all my relationships,
Okay.
where we do the chit chat stage. Even during the chit chat stage, and we're like, she's just so funny. She gets me. We're like same. She likes shortbread cookies. Me too. Like, she hates Thin Mints. Me too. Everybody loves Thin Mints. This must be my person.
You hate Thin Mints?
I would never be like, let me get them Thin Mints.
Who are you?
Who are y'all?
Thin Mints.
Shortbread is number one in
lemon and Thin Mints and shortbread.
No, you put Thin Mints above shortbread.
Yes.
That's going to be a poll from this thing.
Make it a poll.
All right. So I started fantasizing then, like, damn, man, she fine. Like, we gonna look like this together. Ooh, And I started really envisioning us together. So I kind of scaled that back as well. So those are some vital lessons that I
think that's a good one for sure.
Yeah.
So speaking about pace, right? So my friend that I met at Cooper's Hawk, right? We were talking, just like getting to know each other, trying to be deeper. And he said something, and it kind of triggered me a little bit. He said, he's divorced. He said, my next relationship, I have to take it slow. Because after my divorce, I kind of hopped right into another relationship, and I let her meet my kids, and, we didn't work out. So now not only are my kids going through the divorce, but they're also going through this breakup that I had. It's like, so the next relationship I get in, she will not meet my kids for at least 2 years.
2 years is very extreme.
I was like, what?
First of all, 2 years is
that's insane
to me.
It's insane to me too.
Granted, I did have a guy on here who said he dates a whole year before he even makes somebody his girlfriend.
What?
That's what I said.
No way. Adios.
Granted, I did tell myself, what another lesson I learned from the last relationship is that I would not post, and I promised my friends on Facebook, and I promised my homies, I said, y'all ain't gonna know who I date until they at least make it past the 7th month.
I get that part.
Because most people don't make it that far with me. So I'm like,
me either.
Now they make it past the 7th, 8th month.
We serious.
Like, they got some potential. And now I might introduce them, like, I'm talking to this girl or blah, 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 blah.
But 2 years?
2 years to meet kids is extreme. I think
my kid's gonna be grown.
I do wait a while though. I think my last we dated for, I want to say, about 8 months. No, we didn't make. Did we make it? No, we dated for about 7 months. We made it February, March. Damn, we dated 6 months, 5 to 6 months. She met my kids, I want to say it was probably around the 4th month, but it was in a why was we stopping by there? Like, we stopped by our house for a minute. I introduced them to the dog, and then I can't remember what I think we might have did something, but that was it. Like, that was the first and only time that she actually met them. The relationship before that, Pumpkinhead, she met my daughter. It was about the same, like 5 months in.
5 months in. That seems reasonable to me. 24 months.
I say reasonable. 6 months to a year.
Okay, I can deal with that.
Once you get past a year, it's like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Exactly. I would like to know within a year, like, who your kids are, how you live, how they live.
How y'all met. So that's another reason why, like, for me, granted, like, I've dated somebody before who we was together for like 5 months, and they never met my kid. So it's like, it's definitely a fill out thing, but you don't want to wait 2 years to find out that your daughter is an asshole to your new girlfriend because she's not your mom. And
yes.
You really want.
I need to know
really
this
wants your
upfront.
Mom back in the relationship. Like, you don't want to wait no 2 years for that.
And we got teenagers now too, so like, I need to know, like, what's happening.
Granted, that's a conversation to be had. Like, okay, well, I respect that, but for me, I personally, like, think about this though, like, because everything is perspective, and a lot of people don't have that respect for other people's perspectives. Like, granted, his perspective is I introduced another. I respect
I
that.
respect that.
My perspective is I don't want to wait 2 years to meet your daughter and she doesn't like me or resents me or wants to be an asshole to me because I'm not her mom and she
Right.
really wants her mom back. As a man, like this is where I'm talking about, like when I hate when people use the word heal because it's such a buzzword.
Oh my gosh.
Just being a decent, regular human fucking being, you should be. Oh, I can respect that. That do make sense. Like, because if it is 2 years and she could possibly feel like that, okay. Even if you don't feel like your daughter can feel like that or your kid can feel like that, like the person you're interested in is saying it. So you know what? Let's meet in the middle. Let's a year. 9 months. Let's have a dialogue about it and see where we meet at. But to just be like, they're like, nah, just 2 years. Nope. Fuck
He
you.
wasn't hard pressed on it
I'm
because
just saying that, like, some people be like that, like, nope. Or I know my daughter, she's not gonna be like that.
you
Okay,
don't
I'm
know.
still not fucking waiting 2 years.
Yeah, I'm not waiting 2 years.
Yeah.
Like 2 years, we need to be talking about like the marriage, the marriage talk.
At
Like,
that
what are we
point,
doing?
yeah.
But for me, me being Tom, I said something to him. I was like, listen, we need to talk. I was like, the other day when we were talking, you said something and it kind of like got me thinking a little bit. Like, I can't stop thinking about it.
Right.
I told him, I was like, you mentioned that I want you to meet your children for 2 years. I got kids too. You know what I mean? So, like, I get us waiting for sure. We literally just met. I get that.
Right.
But 2 years to me seems a little extreme. And then he clarified. He was like, you know what? I get that. He was like, to the beat of our own drum. If it happens sooner, it happens sooner. So it made me feel a little bit better about like, okay, continue to like ease with this relationship. Because if he had been hard pressed and everything, for me, the first thing that I would have thought in my head was like, oh, you're combative over things that I might bring to the table, or you're not lenient, or you're not willing to compromise. So the fact that he did say that, I did like that. Cool, so hopefully we don't have to wait 2 years.
That part.
If we keep going.
Yeah. Hope so. Let's go to fire round questions.
Fire round.
I know. Definitely had a great conversation.
Absolutely.
Definitely learned a little bit more about dating in the real world. Love letters or deep late night talks?
Deep late night talk, me, baby.
Okay.
Because that leads to sex.
Man, little freak.
Okay, let's see. Date night out or chill night in? Oh, we just talked about this one.
Chill night in.
Chill night in. Okay.
Fancy restaurant or a home cooked meal?
Oh, this is so hard. Okay. Now listen.
If he cooks, because you don't like cooking. Home cooked meal if he cooks, or a fancy night out.
Now let me clarify. I could cook, damn it. Okay.
You can. But it's different, not like
I'm a busy woman. Right. You know what I mean? Like my kids are here, they there. Like cooking sometimes is a struggle.
Yeah.
It's a lot. If he cooks, hell yeah, I'm down. Especially if he's a good cook. You know what's crazy? A lot of men. Let me backtrack. A lot of women put a lot of emphasis on like just them cooking. You always see this stuff on Facebook, like, why would you, not want to fuck with a woman who cook and clean and all this? Right. But it's a lot of men out here who can cook, yo.
Right. I don't know why women put so much emphasis and praise on.
Yeah, they cook, they clean. Yeah, men do that too. So if a man is willing to cook for me and it be good and we can end the night with some wine, right. Cook me.
Women be like, oh, cook and clean. Like, that's like clapping for a fish for his swimming, right?
But what I will say is I have ran into men who use like, oh, I'm a cook for you as an excuse to get me to their crib. So we can smash. So that's what like you have to be wary about, because some of these men are real creeps. I feel
attacked. Sayna.
You are disgusting.
Sayna.
You just gotta be careful.
You know what's so crazy? I don't even be at that. I'll be posting my food. They be like, oh, make me a plate. Where they're like, okay, or I make brunch and like make me a plate. Where they're like, brunch.
I didn't see your brunch last week.
Some girls like make me a plate. And they're like, brunch is something happens in the morning. Like, what you spending the night? You're not about to come over at 12, eat, and then.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Right.
Okay. Is it you or me?
It is. Oh, it is.
It's me. Okay, let's see. Slow burn or instant connection?
I'm learning I need to slow burn.
A slow burn?
I
love a good slow burn.
Instant connection has been my little downfall because I started
heart tugging at a sexy slow burn.
Yeah, I'm learning.
I like a slow burn.
I don't know how that feels yet because I haven't talked to anyone since I made that realization. Well, there was this one girl who we were like FaceTiming damn near every day for a minute. Then her life got busy, and she was like, "Oh, I need to focus on this stuff." I'm like, "All right, bet."
Bobby.
But with her, I'm like, even though I felt our connection, we chit chatted online for years, and we finally got each other's numbers and FaceTime every day. I'm like, I'm not gonna over fantasize. I'm not gonna rush.
It's hard not to though.
It is hard, not
especially
to.
when you like see somebody, their physical appearance
Yeah,
checks all the boxes,
yeah,
their touch just makes you feel a
all
certain
of that.
way. I know the
It's
instant
hard.
connections is hard.
Weekend getaway or staycation?
Weekend me, baby.
Okay.
And it could be a weekend staycation.
Oh,
Like
okay.
we could go to Chicago and stay in a room the whole weekend.
Yeah.
But weekend me out of town somewhere, please.
There we go.
I'm out. Romantic gestures, big or small?
Romantic gestures, big or small. You can never go wrong with big. You can never go wrong with a big romantic gesture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me an example.
I'm trying to think. I ain't dated a lot of romantic women.
Really?
I'm trying to think of
You're
something.
such a romantic
I
though.
know, but it's always been me. It's normally me being a
So
romantic.
all the women that you've dated, they have not been romantic women. You're such a like rose in the mouth kind of guy. You know what I mean? With your hands in your pockets. That is totally
Rose in the
you.
mouth kind of guy
Yes.
is
You know what I mean? They be
crazy.
having a rose like with your
Let me
hands in your
look.
pocket like a 1990s
I'm gonna have
John
to
B
put like a
CD
little
cover.
cover on here. I don't know. I'm
Yes.
gonna find one like that.
Yes, and you should totally do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't think I've kind of ran into that. But if I had to think of a grand gesture, it would be something like come in the house, candles lit, bubble bath
A woman has never
ran,
done that for you before?
bubble baths ran.
No.
Um,
What's the best thing a woman has done for you that you were dating?
suck my dick.
That's it?
Say nah.
That's so normal. That's like an
Say,
everyday thing.
say
You make it
nah.
such a prize.
Everyday thing is crazy.
It is an everyday thing.
Oh, what? Say that. What's the question again?
I'm
What's the
thinking
best
about
thing?
sucking dick now. I can't even think about it. Oh, I said, what's the best thing a woman has ever done for you while you were dating her?
Ever done for
Ladies, step y'all game up
me?
because he can't even think about
Shit.
anything right now. Have a woman ever took you out of town before? You never got flued out?
Nope.
Has a woman like ever paid for dinner?
Yeah, that's
So paying for
okay.
dinner.
Oh, you know what? This is white lady in Florida. I know, and she almost maybe switched sides. Y'all know I love black women and all, but like we went out to eat. Granted, we was friends on social media, chit chat for the longest. I finally come down there, finally said, "Yeah, we can hang out, whatever case may be." Went out for drinks and food. I was gonna pay for it. We're literally arguing about who's gonna pay for the check. Then she snuck and paid for the check. And she went to the bathroom, paid for the check. I'm waiting for the check, and she like, "All right, paid." I'm like, "Why the?" And so now I'm like, "Why the fuck you do that?" Blah blah blah. We're so wasted. We like, okay, instead of us both driving 45 minutes back to our her house, she was going to her house, I was going to my room, my Airbnb. Sure, let's just get a room. I'm like, all right, bet. We looking at room prices. It was like $400, and it was like at this point, it was like 1 a.m. or something like that. And like just for 1 a.m. to check out at I don't know 11, 12,
Yeah.
you want $400 because we right on the beach? Like hell no, let's go across the street. Da da da. Or she worked like, no, why do that when like if we get into an accident and we drive somewhere like that DUI is gonna cost us more than this $400. Like that's just I pay it, and she paid for the room, so she paid for the food, the room. Yeah, that was one of the nicest things.
That sounds like a great night.
It was an amazing night.
Was
It
that your
was
first white girl experience?
nah, well that nice, yeah. I think I only talked to like 2 or 3 white girls in my entire life.
I've never talked to a white
Only when I
man.
was younger, like literally like one that was at 16, then another one was at like 23, and then her. So yeah.
Okay.
Okay, next. Okay, because we didn't get on tangents. Oh, it's on you. No, it's on me.
That's on you.
Oh, best way to make a relationship last. I don't know why I keep asking you these questions, but do you think if you had to step outside the box, do you think what would make a relationship last? Consistency or spontaneousness?
Ooh. I would probably consistently suck his dick.
Matt, yeah, the wine is hitting you.
consistency
Man.
is probably key.
Okay. There we
Don't get me
go.
wrong. I think spontaneity is important too.
Yeah.
Like what you were saying with your outings. But I think you know what's crazy? Sometimes I feel like the same consistency is boring.
Yeah, because sometimes we boring.
It's been
So you
boring.
need some spontaneousness in there.
Yeah, we always need some spontaneity.
Yeah.
Maybe a healthy balance of both.
There we go.
Healthy
Yeah, that's
balance
a
of
good one.
both is probably what I would want.
Yeah.
Because the same thing over and over again, like it gets so boring. Put me on the beach at 1 a.m.
Okay.
with a $400 room, baby. Like let's do that.
And we're gonna end on that because that was an amazing night.
Shout out to the white girl in Florida who paid for the room and for the dinner.
There y'all have it. Another interview in the books with another amazing guest.
Thank you.
Real conversations with real people talking about real life experiences. Thank you for being on.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. This was so much fun.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
I ain't got no more to drink.
Me either.